If you think cancer only affects people who smoke, eat poorly, or have bad genes, it's time to rethink that belief. The reality is far more complex. Inside every one of us, abnormal cells are constantly forming. At the same time, your body is working to repair damage, regulate inflammation, and control fat stored deep around your organs. The difference between staying healthy and developing disease often comes down to whether your body has the nutrients it needs to maintain these defenses. What many people are never told is that a simple, overlooked food may play a powerful role in this process. Research from leading cancer and metabolic science centers shows that a small, inexpensive fish, commonly ignored in modern diets, can significantly impact how your body handles abnormal cell growth, supports stem cell activity, and reduces harmful visceral fat. In some cases, measurable changes can begin within just a few days of consistent intake. Most people assume that preventing serious diseases requires expensive treatments or complex supplement routines. While those can play a role, my experience tells a different story. After nearly 3 decades in emergency medicine and cancer prevention, I've learned that one of the most effective tools for protecting your body may already be available in your local grocery store. Simple, affordable, and backed by emerging science. Hello, I'm Dr. Susan Miller, and welcome to the 365 Health Guide channel. Over the years, I've shifted my focus from treating disease after it appears to understanding how we can strengthen the body to resist it in the first place. One of the most compelling discoveries in recent research involves a specific food we've long been told to eat more of, fish. But now we understand its effects at a much deeper cellular level. In particular, regular consumption of sardines over a short period, just 5 days, has been associated with notable improvements in how the body regulates inflammation, supports cellular repair mechanisms, and manages the most dangerous form of fat stored internally. These findings highlight a powerful truth. Sometimes, the most impactful health interventions are not the most expensive or complicated, but the most overlooked. In this video, I'll walk you through what happens inside your body during a focused 5-day sardine protocol, based on both clinical experience and current research. We'll explore how omega-3 fatty acids in sardines influence cellular processes, including selective cytotoxicity, where abnormal cells become more vulnerable while healthy cells remain protected. You'll also understand why sardines contain a rare combination of nutrients that support stem cell activation, helping the body repair tissue, restore organ function, and maintain cellular health. We'll examine the connection between sardines and visceral fat, the harmful fat stored deep around your organs, and how omega-3s may help reduce it, even without major changes to your overall diet, by improving metabolism and lowering inflammation. Finally, I'll show you the exact daily amount to consume, how to choose the best quality sardines, the proper way to prepare them for maximum benefit, and a simple step-by-step 5-day protocol you can start right away. Most people misunderstand sardines. They're often dismissed as an outdated, unappealing food, but that perception couldn't be further from the truth. From a clinical and nutritional standpoint, sardines are one of the most concentrated sources of essential nutrients available. What makes them unique is their position at the bottom of the marine food chain. They feed primarily on plankton and algae, which means they accumulate minimal mercury, heavy metals, and microplastics, unlike larger fish such as tuna or swordfish. In simple terms, they represent one of the cleanest and safest sources of seafood you can regularly consume. Despite their small size, sardines are nutritionally dense. A standard 3.75-ounce serving provides around 1,400 milligrams of omega-3 fatty acids, EPA and DHA, about 25 grams of complete protein, and nearly 75% of your daily selenium needs. They are also rich in vitamin D, an essential nutrient that many people lack, along with vitamin B12, phosphorus, and calcium from their edible bones. In addition, sardines contain taurine, an amino acid that supports cardiovascular and nervous system function. In my experience, very few foods deliver this level of nutritional value in such a compact, affordable form. What makes the next 5 days so impactful is the dosage. Consuming 3 tins of sardines daily delivers roughly 4,200 milligrams of omega-3 fatty acids, a therapeutic level where research begins to show measurable biological effects across multiple systems. One of the most important mechanisms involves what's known as selective cytotoxicity. Omega-3s, particularly EPA and DHA, integrate into cell membranes. In healthy cells, this strengthens structure and improves resilience. In contrast, cancer cells, which have unstable membranes due to rapid, uncontrolled growth, respond very differently. The presence of omega-3s increases oxidative stress in these abnormal cells, overwhelming their internal systems and triggering apoptosis, or programmed cell death. Meanwhile, healthy cells, supported by strong antioxidant defenses, not only tolerate this process, but often function more efficiently. There's a second, equally critical effect. Your body converts these omega-3s into specialized compounds that regulate inflammation. While inflammation is part of the immune system's response to abnormal cells, chronic, unresolved inflammation creates an environment where disease can progress. These compounds help resolve inflammation, restore balance, and prevent that harmful cycle from continuing. Another key factor is tumor development itself. For a tumor to grow beyond a very small size, it must create its own blood supply, a process known as angiogenesis. Evidence suggests that DHA from marine sources can interfere with the signaling required for this process, effectively limiting a tumor's ability to expand. Taken together, these mechanisms illustrate how a sustained high intake of omega-3s over just a few days can begin to influence cellular health, inflammation control, and the biological pathways linked to disease progression. Mechanism 2: stem cell activation and tissue regeneration. Your body contains millions of stem cells, undifferentiated repair units that remain dormant until they receive the right biological signals. Think of them as on-call repair crews, activated only when the internal environment is stable enough to support healing. What triggers that activation? Specific nutrients, and sardines deliver several of the most effective ones in a single, compact source. First, omega-3 fatty acids, such as DHA and DPA, play a central role. They help stabilize stem cell membranes, reduce oxidative stress, and lower chronic inflammation, one of the main factors that keeps stem cells inactive. When inflammation decreases, the body shifts from a defensive state into a regenerative one, allowing these cells to begin repair and renewal. Second, vitamin D, abundant in sardines, acts as a regulatory signal for stem cell differentiation. In simple terms, it helps stem cells decide what type of cell to become, whether muscle, bone, nerve, or immune cells. Without adequate levels, this transformation process becomes inefficient. Third, selenium provides critical antioxidant protection. It supports the body's internal defense systems, shielding stem cells from accumulated damage and preserving their ability to function over time. Finally, taurine, a naturally occurring amino acid in sardines, supports stem cell survival and activity. It also influences the central nervous system by promoting calming neurotransmitters, helping create a physiological state that is more favorable for healing and regeneration. Together, these nutrients create the conditions your body needs to activate repair pathways, restore tissue integrity, and support long-term cellular health. Mechanism 3: visceral fat reduction. Visceral fat is the most dangerous fat in the body. Unlike subcutaneous fat, you can't see or pinch it. It surrounds vital organs like the liver, pancreas, and intestines. A person may appear lean on the outside while carrying significant visceral fat internally. This type of fat is metabolically active, releasing inflammatory molecules that disrupt hormonal balance and increase the risk of conditions such as type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease, cognitive decline, and multiple forms of cancer. What's clinically significant is how omega-3 fatty acids influence this process. Research shows that increasing omega-3 intake without changing the rest of the diet can reduce visceral fat levels. The mechanism is multifactorial. Omega-3s activate genes involved in fat oxidation, essentially turning on the body's fat-burning pathways. They also suppress inflammatory signals that allow visceral fat to persist and expand. In addition, omega-3s support the activity of brown adipose tissue, often referred to as brown fat. Unlike white fat, which stores energy, brown fat burns it to produce heat, using visceral fat as a fuel source. This metabolic shift improves overall energy utilization and reduces harmful fat accumulation. Clinical data further supports this. Even moderate doses of EPA and DHA have been associated with measurable reductions in abdominal fat. With a higher intake, such as what's achieved through a short-term sardine protocol, the effect may be significantly amplified, helping the body more efficiently target and reduce deep, hidden fat stores. Let me briefly walk you through the research supporting this protocol, because the evidence is both consistent and compelling. In one study from Fox Chase Cancer Center in collaboration with Pennsylvania State University, omega-3 fatty acids were tested on multiple breast cancer cell lines. The results showed a significant reduction in cancer cell growth across all types, with the most dramatic effect seen in aggressive triple-negative breast cancer, where proliferation dropped by up to 90% and the ability to spread decreased substantially. A large European randomized trial, known as the DO Health Study, followed more than 2,000 older adults over 3 years. Participants who combined omega-3s, vitamin D, and light exercise reduced their overall cancer risk by 61%, a clinically meaningful outcome supported by high-quality data. At Vanderbilt University Medical Center, researchers tracking over 5,000 individuals found that regular omega-3 intake was associated with a 33% lower risk of developing colorectal adenomas, precancerous lesions linked to colon cancer. This effect was tied to reduced levels of inflammatory compounds involved in tumor development. Metabolic benefits have also been confirmed. A clinical trial published in Lipids in Health and Disease showed that individuals with prediabetes who consumed sardines regularly experienced improved insulin sensitivity and lower HbA1c levels, indicating blood sugar control and metabolic function. Finally, research in biochemistry and cell biology demonstrated that omega-3 supplementation reduced visceral fat, even without dietary changes. In other words, these fatty acids can directly influence fat metabolism and override signals that promote fat storage. Taken together, these findings are not theoretical. They represent measurable biological effects observed under rigorous scientific conditions. The 5-day sardine protocol. This is a simplified, research-informed approach I recommend based on clinical evidence. What you'll need. Consume 3 tins of sardines per day, about 3.75 oz each, preferably packed in extra virgin olive oil and labeled with skin and bones. The skin is rich in omega-3s, while the soft edible bones provide a significant source of calcium. Avoid sardines in soybean or cottonseed oil, as these are high in omega-6 fatty acids that can counteract the benefits you're trying to achieve. Support your body with adequate electrolytes, especially if carbohydrate intake is reduced. Aim for sufficient potassium, magnesium, around 400 milligrams daily, and sodium. Adding a pinch of quality sea salt is appropriate. A B-complex vitamin can further support cellular repair and metabolic processes. Enhance absorption by adding fresh lemon juice and a drizzle of olive oil. Vitamin C improves mineral bioavailability, while healthy fats aid nutrient uptake. Daily structure. Morning. 1 tin of sardines with lemon, sea salt, and hydrating vegetables like cucumber or celery. Take your electrolytes and B-complex. Midday. 2nd tin. You can combine it with a light salad, whole grain crackers, or eat it directly. Adding nuts like walnuts provides additional omega-3s and antioxidants. Evening. 3rd tin. Pair with vegetables such as broccoli or fermented foods like sauerkraut to support detoxification pathways and gut health. This structured approach not only delivers a therapeutic dose of omega-3s, but also supports metabolic balance, gut microbiome diversity, and nutrient absorption. Key factors in reducing inflammation and promoting long-term health. What to expect? Over 5 days, day 1, if your diet has been high in carbohydrates, glycogen stores begin to decline. Mild hunger may appear, but this is temporary. The high protein intake from sardines, around 70 to 75 grams per day, helps stabilize appetite and reduce cravings by evening. Day 2, your body starts shifting from burning sugar to burning fat. Ketone production increases, and omega-3 fatty acids are already being incorporated into your cell membranes. Many people notice less bloating and reduced water retention as metabolism begins to adjust. Day 3. This is where cognitive benefits often emerge. Ketones provide a more efficient fuel for the brain, while DHA supports brain cell structure. You may experience improved focus, clearer thinking, and more stable energy. Taurine also supports calming neurotransmitters, promoting a state of relaxed alertness. Day 4. Anti-inflammatory effects become more noticeable. Compounds derived from omega-3s begin actively resolving chronic inflammation. Some individuals report reduced joint stiffness and improvements in skin clarity as inflammatory markers decline. Day 5. By this stage, your internal environment is optimized for repair. Inflammation is lower, oxidative stress is better controlled, and key nutrients like vitamin D and selenium are elevated. This supports stem cell activity and tissue regeneration. From here, transitioning to a maintenance plan, such as consuming sardines several times per week, helps sustain these benefits long term. Here's what I consistently advise patients after years of clinical practice. Tip 1. Choose the right sardines. Not all tins are equal. Sardines packed in extra virgin olive oil provide a dual anti-inflammatory effect. Omega-3s from the fish and oleocanthal from the oil, which works through pathways similar to ibuprofen. Sardines in water lose fat-soluble nutrients when drained, while those in soybean oil introduce excess omega-6, which competes with omega-3s at the cellular level. Tip 2. Don't skip the bones. The softened bones are completely edible and rich in highly bioavailable calcium, often better absorbed than many supplements. One tin can provide roughly a third of your daily calcium needs, supporting bone and metabolic health. Tip 3. Use timing to your advantage. Combining this protocol with a 14 to 16 hour overnight fast can significantly enhance results. Fasting helps activate cellular repair processes like autophagy and supports stem cell activity. In simple terms, the sardines supply the nutrients and fasting signals your body to use them efficiently. Tip 4. Measure the right outcome. Focus on your waistline, not just body weight. During this protocol, it's common to lose visceral fat while maintaining or even gaining lean tissue, changes that won't always reflect on the scale. A small reduction in waist circumference is often a more meaningful indicator of metabolic improvement. Let me highlight the most common mistakes I see in practice and how to avoid them. Mistake 1. Choosing the wrong sardines. This is the biggest issue. Many people buy the cheapest option without checking the label. Sardines packed in soybean, sunflower, or cottonseed oil are high in omega-6 fatty acids, which directly counteract the benefits of omega-3s. Always choose sardines in extra virgin olive oil. This provides additional anti-inflammatory compounds and supports better nutrient absorption. Water-packed sardines are acceptable, but olive oil remains the superior option. Mistake 2. Expecting immediate results. Physiology doesn't change overnight. The 5-day protocol initiates key processes: cell membrane repair, inflammation control, and metabolic shifts, but the most meaningful benefits develop over time. Stopping after a few days because you don't see changes means missing the deeper cellular improvements that are just beginning. Think of the 5 days as a starting point, then continue with regular intake several times per week. Mistake 3. Replacing sardines with supplements. Fish oil capsules provide omega-3s, but they lack the full nutritional profile of whole sardines. Sardines deliver not only EPA and DHA, but also complete protein, vitamin D, selenium, calcium, vitamin B12, and taurine, all working together synergistically. This combined effect cannot be replicated by isolated supplements alone. Mistake 4. Ignoring electrolytes. A higher protein, lower carbohydrate approach can increase fluid and mineral loss. Without adequate sodium, potassium, and magnesium, you may experience fatigue, headaches, or muscle cramps. These are not caused by sardines, but by electrolyte imbalance. The solution is simple: hydrate well, add quality salt, and ensure proper mineral intake to maintain energy and performance. Here's what I want you to understand. Your health is not simply a matter of fate. Cancer risk, visceral fat, and even stem cell decline are not fixed outcomes. They are heavily influenced by how you nourish and care for your body. In my years of clinical practice, the patients who achieve the most meaningful transformations are not the luckiest or genetically gifted. They are the ones who consistently provide their bodies with the nutrients needed to repair, regulate, and defend. Sardines represent one of the most efficient ways to do exactly that. Each serving delivers a concentrated dose of omega-3 fatty acids that support cellular integrity, help regulate abnormal cell activity, and reduce chronic inflammation. At the same time, sardines provide a unique combination of nutrients: omega-3s, vitamin D, selenium, taurine, complete protein, and calcium that work together to activate stem cell pathways, enhance tissue repair, and improve metabolic function. These systems already exist within your body. They simply require the right inputs to function optimally. When consumed consistently, especially at a therapeutic level, such as 3 tins per day, omega-3s begin to influence key biological pathways. They help control inflammation, support fat metabolism, and contribute to reducing visceral fat, the hidden fat surrounding your organs that drives many chronic diseases. Even without major dietary changes, this shift can significantly improve your internal health environment. The protocol itself is simple and practical. 3 tins of sardines daily, ideally packed in extra virgin olive oil and containing skin and bones for 5 consecutive days. Support this with adequate electrolytes, a B-complex vitamin, and fresh lemon to enhance mineral absorption. After the initial phase, maintaining sardine intake 3 to 4 times per week helps sustain the benefits long-term. Your body has powerful built-in defense and repair mechanisms. The difference lies in whether you consistently give it what it needs to function at its best. Thank you for taking the time to learn with the 365 Health Guide channel. I wish you strong health, lasting energy, and steady progress on your wellness journey. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.